Right. I've reset it. How about now? Are we good? Is the sound? I'm getting sound. Hey, there we go. Brilliant. Right. I don't know why that was. I haven't changed any settings or anything, so brilliant. Right. So as I was saying before, not exactly the best of races by any stretch of the imagination. Lewis Hamilton dominates from start to finish a Grand Slam. I think that's his. Was that his 11th Grand Slam time with Jim Clark, which is like a record set back in 1965. Just yeah, incredible stuff. I mean, I've said for a while that I hate Spain. I hate this track. I hate it, racing it on the game, and I'm definitely not the only one who hates this track. It just needs to go. It really does. It's absolutely terrible. And today just definitely added fuel to the fire. So, let's talk about the race, which was nothing much to talk about. Let's start with Mercedes. Locked out the front row in qualifying, 1-2. Bottas got a bit of a dodgy start. Got pipped by Max Verstappen, which was critical for him, by the way. And then one of the racing points, which was Perez. No, it wasn't. It was Stroll. And then it was Perez who nearly overtook Bottas around the outside of 2. But then there wasn't enough room. Therefore, Bottas defended him. And he kept his position in P4. Yeah, and then that was pretty much it, really, from Mercedes. Hamilton just drove into the distance, lapping every single person. I think he lapped everyone apart from the top 3, which was just proved how dominant that was. Reminiscent of, I remember Mark Webber's victory in 2010. I think he lapped everyone but 2 in that particular weekend. So, yeah, not brilliant from that standards. It was exciting, and then the race started. Josh summed it up perfectly. Remember when the championship battle went down to the final race. Haven't had that since 2016, Philpott. Haven't had that since 2016. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, Mercedes just start to finish, not a problem whatsoever. Lewis Hamilton in first place and Valtteri Bottas in P3. Yeah, I think Hamilton, he's won this title, isn't he? Now it's in the bag. Give him it now. Let's be done with it. Let's move on to 2021. If we really want to move on to 2021. So let's move on to then. Let's move on to Ferrari, shall we? They're next on my list. Charles Leclerc in qualifying, P9. Seb Vettel in P11. That's where they pretty much stayed throughout the majority of the Grand Prix until the pit stops came around. Charles Leclerc hits the curb. Engine shuts down. Well, he spins, first of all, so we think, oh, he's done a Seb. It turns out his engine has just completely shut down on him. Locked the rear brakes, and round he goes. That was him out the race. He had power again, but then he came into the pits. Decided to retire. Yeah. And Sebastian Vettel started on the mediums, trying to go along, I suppose, which didn't really pan out. And then he went on to the soft tyres. And he spent longer on the soft tyres than he did on the medium tyres. He spent 29 laps on the medium tyres and 36 on the soft tyres. What's that all about? I don't get what the hell Ferrari was thinking in going about that strategy. It nearly paid off for him because at one stage Vettel was P4, I think it was, or P5, and Perez had that time penalty. So therefore, with Perez having that time penalty, Vettel could have easily had P4. But it was out on the set of tyres for that length of time. So, yeah. You know what I mean? Just absolutely ridiculous from Ferrari. Then, again, more arguments over the team radio between Vettel and his engineer saying, oh, do you think you can go to the end of the race on this set of tyres? And then Seb was like, hang on a minute. We've spoke about this before. So, very embarrassing. I literally have got no notes on Ferrari apart from that incident with Charles Leclerc. So, let's move on to them, away from them, and let's move on to... Oh, by the way, Seb Vettel finished in P7, which was not bad, I must say. I really did thought he would get swamped. Albon, Gasly, Norris and Daniel Ricciardo all within that range of getting him. But he held off, did very well. And a lot of people were saying for him, driver of the day. I think it was awarded driver of the day, actually. I'm not too sure. Josh Ravel saying driver of the day probably signs for me. Vettel and Stroll definitely worthy of it, though. Absolutely. And yeah, Philpott, you're absolutely right. Track is crap indeed. Absolutely hate this place. What are you saying, Philpott? Valencia. Completely agree. I do like that track. I do like that track if you did watch my streams when I used to stream on Twitch, which I'm hoping to get back to very soon anyway. Red Bull, so they had a pretty alright race. Like I said at the start, Verstappen had a really good start. Up went he head past Valtteri Bottas, critical for him. That certainly helped him out in his race. P2, pretty straightforward, started on the softs, went on the mediums, did the two-stop. You know, what more could you ask for? Verstappen driving superbly. If it wasn't for Verstappen, then we are literally living in 2014 all over again. Like, seriously, Verstappen is the saving grace. Even though he was nowhere near Lewis Hamilton, still, though, if it wasn't for Verstappen, I mean, yeah. Jesus Christ. Albon did a pretty... well, what do we say about Alexander Albon? He went on the softs and then he went on the hards, so it looks like Red Bull were going for the one stop, which was a gamble because let's face it, we know that Red Bull aren't going to be one of which isn't going to be challenging for race wins anytime soon, so you may as well have a go. But it didn't pay off. 22 laps in, not a chance. Albon was nowhere near the pace, but sent him in for the medium set of tyres and ruined his race. And yeah, I mean, like I said, he could have got Vettel for P7, but still though, P8, it's not where Albon needs to be. He did make a good move on Kimi Räikkönen though for P20, on lap 20, went round the outside, which was a pretty cool move, I must say. And then again on K-Mag as well. So Albon as well, putting in some good performances, but still though, he's not where Red Bull need him to be, and that's when the pressure is going to get to him. And we spoke about this on the debate show as well, which I still believe that he shouldn't be dropped. But because of these performances, they're not going to get away anytime soon. Qualified P6, finished the race in P8. I would say that's more Red Bull's doing. I know Albon was chasing down the racing points at the start of the race, but Red Bull did put him on this strategy, which was a risk. Didn't pay off. Never mind, we move on to the next race. And moving on to the next race, we move on to the next team, which is, of course, was the Racing Point. P4 and P5 for Stroll and Lance Stroll in qualifying, and they just swapped places in the race. Lance Stroll P4, Sergio Perez in P5. Pretty solid race, I would say, even though they were like well over a minute from the top three. Still though, P4 and P5, that's where Otmar Zalfnauer said that they would end up being. That's where that was the target anyway. I was hoping that they would push in for that podium positions, but they didn't do that. Never mind. But yeah, no, it's pretty bog standard. I mean, what notes have I got down here? Stroll gets Bottas at the start. That was a pretty good move as well. Gets back on track with traffic. Oh yes, obviously Perez was pitted. He went onto he just one stopped, went from the softs to the mediums, went long on the tyres, 29 laps on the softs, 36 on the mediums, got back ahead in traffic, which comprehended him a bit. Maybe he could have got P4 ahead of his teammate if he hadn't got out in traffic, but nevertheless, solid job from Racing Point as well, and that debate will rumble on again, and I'd imagine that Renault right now will be in the stewards' room protesting about them bloody brake ducts. McLaren, let's move on to them next. McLaren, Lando Norris in P8 in qualifying, Carlos Sainz in P7 in qualifying. Race results were Carlos Sainz in P6, Lando Norris in P10. Yeah, not really McLaren's strongest weekend, I must say. The chassis is not really there for them, so I wasn't expecting much. But still, though, a double points finish, not too bad at all. Carlos Sainz again, he too stopped. As well about that, McLaren's strategy, I think they were the only team to do this. They went soft mediums because they knew the lack of pace that they had, so they went on a different strategy, a double soft and a medium, which sounds like some sort of weird food that you get. I'll have a double soft and a medium, like that's just a weird way to say it. But nevertheless, it was a good strategy call from McLaren, and ended up getting double points, even though Lando Norris only got one solitary point. But hey, point to point, isn't it? But yeah, I think racer points will be closing in on McLaren. I don't think they would have overtaken them, but because of their strong performances, and then again we are heading to Belgium next week or the week after, then yeah, maybe McLaren's P4 position is in jeopardy. Then again, Ferrari, they're not doing too bad, so well, not doing very well. So yeah, not really much to say about about McLaren and Lando Norris and both their drivers. Again, there's nothing really much to say about this race in particular. Renault, that was quite strange because Esteban Ocon, he was stuck behind Kimi Räikkönen for the majority of the race, which I was very surprised with. I don't know why he struggled. I mean, the Renault car is clearly faster than the Alfa Romeo, so I'm very surprised he couldn't get past him. So that wasn't really good from that. But nevertheless, he eventually did on lap 20. Then lap 28, Ocon passes Kevin Magnussen, again round the outside. K-Mag, he went long on the softs, his tyres were dead, hence why Ocon easily did that. But of course he didn't easily do it on the Alfa Romeo. Maybe because that was Kimi, maybe because Ocon just wasn't feeling confident in the car whatsoever. He finished in P13, that's where he started in P15, so got promoted to P13. Dan Ricciardo started in P13, he finished in P11, so no points for Renault this weekend. Very disappointing from Renault. They would have liked to come away with points, they didn't. Never mind. In practice, they did look strong. They did look reasonably quick. Again, they brought upgrades to Silverstone. They brought them over to Catalonia. Therefore, maybe we were expecting some sort of better pace from them, but no, that wasn't to be. And again, they will be very disappointed to come away empty-handed. They one-stopped Ricciardo, mediums to softs. The exact same for Esteban Ocon, mediums to softs. Ocon pitted first, then Ricciardo, and then Ricciardo pitted first to go on the softs on the second stops, and then Ocon pitted a lap later. Let's have a look at your comments. What's Philpot saying? Cars drive around the track. I think blah. I got a bit improved racing. Drivers home given 1 puck per race with no homing device. Use it well. Roger will probably blow himself up though. Yeah, we know something will go wrong. If you try to use them devices on a certain Roman Grosjean, Josh, then certainly he will end up doing something really, really silly. Or even if you give Ferrari control of that for their drivers. Recipe for disaster, Josh. But hey, Josh has always come up with some good ideas. Get on the phone to bloody Formula 1. AlphaTauri now. AlphaTauri, what do they do? Pierre Gasly 10th place in qualifying, Daniel Kvyat P12 race. Pierre Gasly P9 though, pretty solid job from him. Again, I think he qualified. No, he didn't. He qualified behind Alexander Albon. Did he? He did, didn't he? Yeah, P6. Again, he's done it that many times. I keep forgetting. Albon's finished ahead of Gasly, but never mind. So a strong weekend. Get my words out. Weekend for Pierre Gasly, pretty solid job. P9, not too bad. Daniel Kvyat in P12. He finishes where he started in P12. So again, quiet race from Daniel Kvyat. Decent move although on Daniel Ricciardo though, turn 4 around the outside. Again, Kvyat, he did a similar sort of move on Kimi Räikkönen a year ago around turn 4, which was a decent move, and again proven, there was some sort of action. It wasn't like all doom and gloom. There was like little battles on track, but overall there wasn't that many to like warrant a decent race. So AlphaTauri and Daniel Kvyat trying to give us some sort of entertainment. Right, now we're coming on to the latter stage of the review, and the last 3 teams literally I kid you not, right? I've got I've got Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams. I've only got one note for them, which was KMR getting swamped by the cars for staying out for too long on them soft tyres. That is literally it. Alfa Romeo. Kim Räikkönen, though, in qualifying did a pretty good job. Got into Q2, qualified in P14, ahead of who? Who did he finish above? Was it Ocon? No, it wasn't. Oh, it was Ocon. Wow, it was. I thought it was. I wasn't too sure. I was thinking P13 there. Yes, he qualified ahead of Esteban Ocon, which then again maybe proves why he couldn't get past him, because maybe that Alfa Romeo is faster than the Renault. Hey, never mind. Feelings for Ocon. So what did Kim Räikkönen finish? He finished in P14. He did the 2-stop, medium, soft. His teammate Giovinazzi, who qualified in P20, same strategy, medium, soft. Yeah, Räikkönen pitted first, then Giovinazzi, then Räikkönen, Giovinazzi, and then Giovinazzi, then Räikkönen. for that matter. Yeah, what's seeing? Softs went far today. Yeah, they did go a bit far. Again, in Q2, I thought maybe teams would go the same sort of setup, the same way of setup, like they did at Silverstone, because of the weather and stuff. But that wasn't the case this time around. So all the teams went on the main teams, the front runners went on the soft tyres for qualifying for Q2. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe they're trying to go for the one stop. I'm trying to not get any footage in the background. Everyone copyrighting that. What about Grosjean's defence on Kimi? Dangerous again. Yes, do you know what, right? I actually missed that. I only caught it at the last minute because I was on my phone. That's how boring this race was. But yeah, that was a bit aggressive from Romain Grosjean and Kimi Räikkönen. And again, rightly so, Kimi Räikkönen is absolutely frustrated with that. Very vocal on the team radio, as he normally is. Haas boys, yeah, they didn't do very well. P15 for K-Mag, P19 for Romain Grosjean, 2 stops for Romain Grosjean and 1 stop for Kevin Magnussen, 28 laps on them soft tyres, 37 on the mediums. Romain Grosjean, 32 laps on the mediums, 30 on the softs, and then he pitted right at the very end with he only had 2 laps on the soft tyres. That was a bit strange from Haas. Why did they do that? Unless they had a problem. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, not good from Haas this weekend, as expected. But even though, in practice, what was it? Where did he finish? Was it P5 or 6? Romain Grosjean. They looked like they were going to be have decent pace this weekend. Where's that gone? Odd. Anyway. So disappointing weekend from them, or race for them rather, and again qualifying didn't go very well for them. P17 for Kevin Magnussen, Romain Grosjean, P16 for Kevin Magnussen, P17 for Romain Grosjean. Yes, get them the wrong way round. And finally, Williams. I see nothing from Williams apart from pit stops. Nothing. P17 for Russell, P18 for Latifi. P18 for Russell in qualifying, P19 for Latifi in... No, wait a minute. P18 for George Russell in qualifying, P19 for Latifi in qualifying, and P17 for Russell in the race, P18 for Latifi in the race as well. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, yeah. I see nothing from Williams, so I have absolutely no idea what to say on them. Apart from it was an absolutely shambolic race. I'm so pleased it's over, which is something I don't want to say about. I did say I was going to complain about a boring race because I'd rather have a boring race than no racing. But, come on, man. Get rid of Spain. It's a load of rubbish. Hate that track. Subscribe to Formula JT. No. Grosjean spun and locked up his... Yes, he did, Charlotte. I'm pleased you said that. He locked up the rears, flat spotted his tyres, and then he pitted. Again, forgot about that because that's how boring that race was. Yeah, so driver of the day, I would say, I think Vettel definitely. Stroll ahead of Perez, which wasn't a good shout, and of course Lewis Hamilton dominated the weekend. Let's go for Vettel. Why not? Because yeah, Vettel did an alright job in some stretch of the race. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna give it to Stroll. He did more. He did better, I would say. Yeah, I like his overtakes at the start as well. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Stroll. I've just decided last minute. It's changed for me. I'm gonna give it driver of the day to Lance Stroll. Let me know who your driver of the day is in the comments section as well. What have we got? Jordan, when you're streaming again? I don't know. I might try and see if I can do it this week, but we're doing some videos. I'm planning some videos this week, so I'll have to wait and see about that. I do want to get back to it, though. I do miss it. I love how Max is second, but now isn't getting... I love how Max is second now, but isn't he just getting the points Ferrari usually takes? I think why Verstappen is doing better than what he was doing this time last season is, yeah, you're right, Ferrari aren't in the mix, and maybe that's why I think Racer Point have just literally taken over Ferrari's place. I really do think that maybe, you know, Ferrari, maybe they could have had a decent season if they had just bit of better engine power. That wasn't the case, but Yeah, I think Racing Point have just literally taken over Ferrari. Ferrari are out of it now. What more is there to say, Latifi? Of course, I think that's your driver of the day every single week, isn't it? Nicholas Latifi, Philbot. So yeah, I might just end it here because there is nothing more to talk about. There really, really isn't. Like I said, I've given my driver of the day Lance Stroll because, hey, why not? But Lewis Hamilton, though, 156 podiums as well. I finish on that, or on one of these. 156 podiums, a brand new record in Formula 1. You know, he's going to get that win record, definitely. He's going to match Schumacher in the championship. Hamilton is going to be beating all of Schumacher's records. He's got that another Grand Slam, absolutely solid job. And how many world titles do you think Lewis end up winning? Ooh, but judging by this form and the fact that we've got a chassis freeze for next season, I'm going to say 8. I'm going to say 8. I think he'll win this year, and I think he'll do it again next year. I do. Even the F2 race today was boring. Yeah, it actually was, and F3 to a certain extent. Well, boring. Just yeah, I can't say any more than that. Lando and Charles' fight was pretty exciting. Yeah, those two have had a couple of fights this season, which is keeping morale high, I suppose. And also Lando and Max, they've had a couple of fights this season as well. Whenever Max is not at the front, so yeah, I think Lando and Charles having a pretty good battles during the race as well. Again, just trying to add some spice to this very boring Grand Prix. Absolutely disappointed in it. But every cloud has a silver lining. We should look positively. Formula 1's back. Remember that. We are racing. I wonder if the rain is still on its way there. Yeah, I mean, I think Will from FP1 podcast, Formula 1 podcast, he was adamant it wasn't coming. Everyone was like, ooh, rain, and Will was like, no, it's not coming. I'm like, yeah, mate, I totally agree with you. Yeah, I was going to say that as well, Philpot. At least there's Spa in 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, we've got Spa, Monza, and Mugello coming up in the next 3 races after that. Another back-to-back, another triple header. So that's going to be, 3, 6, 9 races in 12 weeks? Or, no, 11 weeks, isn't it? Because that's that we got. Yeah, 9 races in 11 weeks. Jesus Christ. So yeah, we've got a week off now. A week off to reflect on what has been a brilliant Grand Prix. But nevertheless, like I said, F1's back. That's fine. Spa is next, so there is hope. Mercedes domination track. Yeah, but Spa, come on. Be positive. It's Spa. We all like Spa, don't we? Anyways, so this is where I'm going to wrap up this review of the race. Again, apologies, I couldn't really get into depth more. There was nothing much to talk about. There was a couple of battles on track, a couple of good strategies, I would say, from certain teams, 1 or 2. But ultimately, Lewis Hamilton dominated this Grand Prix from start to finish. Once again, is that his 80th win? Is that his 80th win? I'm pretty sure it is. Another Grand Slam, his 11th Grand Slam. 156th podium. And yeah, absolutely dominant display. Max Verstappen in P2. Good job from him, Valtteri Bottas in P3. I'm still waiting on this master plan from Bottas about how to defeat Lewis Hamilton. When's it coming, Valtteri? What's the plan? Pronto, Jordan. Spinella. That was Charles Leclerc today, by the way. Not his fault. That wasn't his fault. But still. Anyways, guys, I'll just go and wrap up the review. Thank you so much for watching, as always. If you're only around here, by the way, please drop us a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. Always helps us out as well. We've got a bit of obviously a quiet week next week. There will be no agree disagree because there's no race at the end of the week. We've got F1 24/7 news. We've got another facts video coming up. I'm planning on one at the moment. So I'll be releasing that probably soon. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. You'll see in the schedule when I decide to put it out. Do I say the next one? We're in talks with someone for an interview, which could be coming out next week. But it depends on their scheduling. I'm not going to say who it is, and I won't tell. Even when it's confirmed, I'm not going to tell you. So you're going to have to find out, because you're going to like it. You are going to like it. But we need to get in contact with this person again and sort out a date. Hopefully this week to record, and if not, it'll be sometime later in the year. But hey, optimistic. So, anyways. So like I said, like and subscribe as well if you're new around here as well, and watch what it's doing, guys. Stay safe as always. We'll see you next week, and until Belgium in 2 weeks' time, I'll see you later for these live streams. Bye, guys.